Alright, so last week I was trying to decide on what I wanted to teach you guys for my informative speech. And I was kind of just going through all the social media and stuff, and baseball had their opening day on Sunday, so there was a whole bunch of promotions about that all over social media. So I figured it would be a really good idea, because I love baseball, just to teach you guys the bare necessities, because a lot of people go to games, especially for the Cleveland Indians. So maybe you'll get out of this that you'll just know what's going on if you go to a game or watch something on TV. So the first thing I wanted to get into was just the bare necessities that you need to play the game. These include a field, obviously, to play on. Next, the actual baseball. A glove, these are for the defensive players. A bat, this is used for offense. And then you actually need the players. So there's 9 players on a field. There is the pitcher, catcher, first baseman, second baseman, shortstop, third baseman, and then left field, center field, right field. Next, since we know what we need to play baseball, let's get into offense and defense. So on offense, there's of course a batter and base runners. Now the pitcher is going to pitch the ball to the catcher, and the batter is then going to try to obviously hit the ball or walk, which we're going to get into balls, strikes, and walks a little bit later. And then when you go to game, obviously you're going to see a scoreboard for the duration of a game. Baseball's a little different because it's not exactly timed. There's 9 innings, and there's a top and a bottom of each inning. And both teams, they get to field and bat, and that would be 1 inning. And on offense, the batters are trying to get on base. That way they can score runs. And when they go all the way around the field once to home, that's 1 run. So now that we know about offense, let's get into the defense. So when the pitcher pitches the ball, say a batter hits it in the air, then they can catch it, and that'd be 1 out. Now you need 3 outs in order to switch. So defense go to offense, offense go to defense. And when the hitters hit the ball on the ground, the defensive players can try to throw whatever base runners are out on base. So that's mainly what defense consists of. So next, we need to get into the rules and regulations. And baseball is also a little different because there's not many there's not penalties really. There's just things that you can do wrong. So first, let's talk about one rule that you might see at a game that might be a little different or seem a little weird to you, and that's a balk. And that's when, let's say the pitcher's winding up and they pretend to throw the ball but don't, or if you see in this picture, he fell down during a windup. That'd be a balk. And that's a dead ball, which means that each base runner gets to advance a base. So now you know what a balk is. We're going to get into strikes and balls and the strike zone. Strike zone's from the middle torso down to the knee, and it's the width of home plate. So the pitcher's goal is to get 3 strikes, because that means the batter's out. But if he doesn't, let's say there's 4 balls, then that batter gets to take a free base, and if there's a person on first, then they get to advance to second. So next, we're going to get into a home run, which most people probably know about. It's when you hit it out of the park, and whatever hitter gets it all the way out of the park, as long as it's not a foul ball, which we're about to get into, then that's a home run. See, the difference is a foul ball, there are lines on the field, and say there's one on the right side. If it goes to the right of that, then that's a foul ball. But if it is hit in the air and defense catches it, then that's an out still. And then on the left side is the same thing. If it's on the left, then that's a foul ball. And you can't strike out if you keep fouling it off, but a foul ball, if it's not caught for an out, obviously, is a strike. But batters cannot strike out. So now that you know all the basics, you can go watch the Indians, cheer them on. They're going to be good this year. And then if your kids are playing baseball or anything like that, then maybe if you didn't already know what's going on, say they're in T-ball and you just started watching because they're playing, then now you'll kind of get the gist of it, and then maybe it'll be more enjoyable for you guys. So hopefully my goal out of this was to make baseball as enjoyable for you as it is for me, and maybe even as enjoyable it is for Francisco Lindor.